This shit ain't nothing to me, you stupid piece of shit.
I took a shower and then I had plans of what I was like, all right, well, then I'll do all this. And then I sat on the couch, I was watching TV, and I was like, oh. And I just fell asleep for like a couple hours, and then like woke up and the TV was still on. I was like, better get to that stuff. And I like had a coffee and everything, and then was like, what if I just? And then I just slept.
That's true exhaustion. When you're falling
great day.
asleep after just downing a coffee is when you're fucked.
Down to coffee, like did some work on my phone of just like booking and stuff,
Yeah.
and then was like, the moment my brain was like, you did something, I was like, oh, and I just fell. I just slept for the entire night. And then she came home and was like, you didn't even do the dishes. And I was like, right where I'd fallen asleep. And I was like,
so sorry. I was just so sleepy.
And she was like, did you watch a movie? And I was like, no. And she was like, you've just been watching like YouTube videos? And I was like, sort of.
I'm so
Just like watched a couple Ken Burns documentaries, and I would just like fall asleep and wake up. And they'd be like, Concord was a pivotal. And I'd be like, oh. And then
fuck.
wake up and they were like, England
Vietnam.
took what they, oh. And I just,
Jazz was the original invention. Oh, fuck.
yeah. I would fall asleep, wake up, the algorithm was on a new documentary where it was like, the war in Vietnam. And I was like, it's crazy.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Lord.
Oh, gosh. I'm just so sleepy.
There was a long
Perfect day.
period where World War II in color, I had an incredible pain in my knee.
Yeah.
And the only way I could sleep is if I laid on the couch like this. So fully back down on the couch, and I would have to prop my leg up underneath the top
Ooh.
pillow. I really fucked my knee up somehow.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I could sleep is with it severely elevated. So every single night I would fall asleep and put on World War II in color.
Yeah.
And just fall asleep to a different episode of World War II in color. And it was during COVID. The girl I was dating at the time never thought I was more mentally ill. Where she was like, you just come out here, just prop your leg up. I was like, yes, you stupid bitch. I am in so much pain.
That's also really like everything you just did is what like old men, when I say old men, like men in their late 40s
Yes.
do when they get home from work.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
they're like, my leg hurts, I'm going to watch a war documentary, fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah, dude. I remember
Like, you can't do that.
she would sometimes go and stay
Worship
at her, she would sometimes go to stay at her parents' house, and I'd have to drive usually 45 minutes to an hour to drop her off.
Right.
And I remember one time just sweating, and she was like, you're not even talking to me. And I was like, do you know how much fucking pain I'm in? And it was when it first started kicking off. I'm literally sweat going down my face as
Yeah.
I'm driving her
Hurts
home.
like hell.
I'm like, do you know how much fucking pain I'm in? And then I dropped her off, and then immediately I was like, oh, this is going to be an ordeal. And then I just get a scripture of text coming in.
I've
being
never
like,
been disrespected.
I
like
can't
that in my
believe you
life.
would yell at me like that. And I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Here's okay, and you feel free to say no. Should we now, and this is a thing we're going to do later today,
Yep.
ambush her with paintballs? She's just going about her business, and we just come out of the bushes and we go, eat shit, and we just light her up with paintballs.
No, because I know the way her brain works. I know the way her brain works, and her brain, even if like we were to do that, it would never. And here's the thing: is I don't hold any animosity towards her.
No.
I don't think she's a bad person.
Yeah, the
It's
way
whatever.
you're speaking about her didn't imply that you're
No,
kind of annoyed.
no. I think that she was a 21-year-old girl. I think that's all it was. She was a 21-year-old person, and
That
that's
sounds
what,
like the way you're saying that. It sounds like she wasn't. Like you're like
mine. I think she was totally a 21-year-old
She was a
girl, and
20
definitely not a 16-year-old that I was driving back
Yeah.
to her parents' place.
she wasn't a 68-year-old Cuban man. I can tell you that. I don't know what you've heard, but she wasn't a 68-year-old Cuban man.
Sometimes late at night, I would see an elderly man get up to go to the bathroom, and I'd be like, hold on a second. And then out of the bathroom would emerge a 21-year-old black girl. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, that doesn't make a lick of sense.
She would put her makeup on, and you're like, "What happened to Javier?" And she's like, "Who?" And you're like,
Huh?
"Okay."
What do you mean? I don't
she'd-
know what you're talking about.
go, "Take-
Anyway, don't look at my back half right now.
Take your
What?
meds again, Sean. You're crazy.
Take your meds and lie back down on the couch. Here, I'll put on World War II in color for you.
You blew your knee out being a power bottom for a very fat Cuban man. Babe, you're so heavy today.
You guys ever notice that sometimes your girlfriend has like a big dick? You go, yeah, is she trans? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Babe,
Not trans, she is Trinidadian.
babe, I really appreciate you making dinner. I just can't eat more Cubanos today. I'm so full, and it's a lot of sandwich.
You keep making Chorzone, and I don't understand how you know how to make it.
Is this something they made in your home growing up 21 years ago?
I didn't know this was cuisine that was so specific to that area of the South that you're from.
Why are you so mad at Fidel Castro? He hasn't been relevant in so long.
You keep throwing darts at a dartboard that has Shea Shavera's face over top of
Shea
it.
Shavera.
Yes.
Shea Shavera sounds like the name.
That's how it's pronounced. It's not Guevara.
Shea Shavera.
Yeah, it's not Guevara.
Shea Guevara.
You know that, right?
Here, well, I mean, I know that like
Because I've made this comment before around
Shea
Spanish
Shavera.
people, and they say nothing, and then I've done it around other white people, and they're like, "Did you just say?" And I'm like, "No, that's not how it's said."
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna pronounce it whoever the fuck I want because I live in a capitalist free nation.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
you know what I'm gonna call him? My bitch. And I'm glad that you're dead.
I'm gonna call him Justin Trudeau's godfather. That's what I'm gonna call him.
I'm gonna call him the guy that lost the Civil War. That's what I'm gonna call him. Hey, go live in the jungle and lose, you big dummy.
Go ride your motorcycle again, but you can't even do a fucking wheelie.
Hey, Shea Shavera, how about you fuck off? Welcome to Canada, cocksucker. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways.
Got your ass. That's you hitting him with a paintball gun.
Got your ass. Yeah, that's the ultimate prank. Che Guevara's like, okay, so we're going to wait until they come into the jungle to kill us, and we're going to shoot them with paintball guns, and they're going to be so mad. They're going to be so mad. It's going to be so funny.
That's how he took back Havana, dude.
That's how I took back Havana.
He got in his little motorcycle and he shot paintballs.
I
at
am
them
a
all.
communist, and I'm going to circumcise all of your kids. That's what he said. That was his platform. That was his last words. I regret getting circumcised. And then he got killed.
That's where he built his whole platform. Everyone
Yeah.
knows communists are just stealthily trying to circumcise all the kids. And brother, I'm already there.
They really rewrote history, but
That's
that was
what the
his main
sickle
thing.
is for.
Yeah. The hammer and sickle is to conk out your kid. And the hammer conks you out, and then the sickle
comes in and slices.
steals your foreskin.
The sickle comes in and makes that foreskin proper. That's what the hell it does.
Yeah.
And any dads or moms who are against it, you bop them, dude.
And you
The
take
red is from the blood.
you take the foreskin and you turn it into a wedding ring, and you ask your best gal to marry you with your new fresh penis.
And that star in the middle, yeah, well, you're a star after you get that done.
You're a star after you've done the necessary.
You wake up from a circumcision and the doctor goes, look at you, you're a goddamn star. Now you're ready to shine, boy.
You know, communism ain't that bad when you really think about it.
You know, communism actually tastes a lot better than non-communism. I don't know if you've ever tried sucking on non-communism. That shit's kind of fucking gross.
Let me tell you, those commies, they hate smegma. They hate smegma, and they love a nice clean piss.
A guy who's only got like a 3/4 sleeve for circumcision.
Oh, I thought you meant
but he calls him
tattoos.
no, 3/4 sleeve circumcision, but he calls himself a socialist. No, I'm a socialist, man. The head's poking out.
I have phimosis. Head's poking out. I'm socialist.
Can I ask you for uncircumcised? Is the head covered like on some people at all times?
I haven't seen it in years.
You haven't seen your head in years?
Yeah, years.
Oh shit.
The
dude.
foreskin keeps growing as you get older. Do you know that? Did you know that? Just keeps getting bigger.
It's like a fingernail. You got to trim it every now and then.
It's like an elephant's trunk. It just keeps
Holy
going.
fuck.
I'm so worried.
How many rings are around your foreskin? That'll show how old you are.
Do you do you remember? You know when you see like an obese woman's neck? It looks like that.
Okay.
My dick has multiple chins.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
You get to look at that obese woman's neck and be like, holy shit, for some reason, that looks like a perfect place for a penis.
When I pee, it looks like she drank. Yeah. When I look at a fat woman's neck, I think, God, it looks just like my cock.
Oh, that looks like a nice sleeve for me. I'm a circumcised man, so I get there's a reason why I love all those fat women's necks. I'm envious. I'm envious, dog. I'm cold, all right?
Sometimes I watch a fat woman drink a little bit of tea and spill, and I think that's just what it looks like when I take a tinkle. Anyways, welcome to Content Farm.
When you come, does it look like a little slit in a tube is being squeezed out?
When I come, it looks like a fat old woman spitting up milk in shock. It looks like a fat old woman doing a double take.
That's how Darcy
Your
comes.
balls said what? Oh!
What?
Oh,
What are you
God.
talking about?
Oh God, babe, here I come. Yeah, when I jerk off, I just sort of flick the chin. I don't even have. To do
I was
anything
thinking
else.
of this. That would be kind of funny today. If you nut and right after it you dab. So if you're fucking a girl and then you're just like, Whoa.
I was thinking of this, and then you say a thing that everyone definitely did in like 2016.
Nut inside a girl and go, oh, and then dab. Oh, watch out.
Yeah.
Psych out on them.
Football celebrations.
Yeah, dude, true. You 3 boys fuck the same girl, and at the end of it, they all lie down at the end of the bed, and they all pretend to row.
Speaking of 3 boys, have you been watching Haha You Clowns?
No, you've told me such
Dude,
glowing things
I
about this.
love it. It's like my favorite show. And then I was like, I wasn't sure if other people liked it or hated it, and I was like, I wonder what the subreddit's like. And it's half people being like, this show sucks and it's the least funny thing that's ever existed. And then other people being like, oh, there's nothing funny about a great father raising 3 incredible boys. I was like, dude, I found my people.
Yeah,
It's so funny to me.
I just get Adult Swimmed out. Like right now, I'm on Smiling Friends. There's only so much Adult Swim I can
Smiling
take at a
Friends
time.
is perfect.
Smiling
it's
Friends is
so
great.
funny.
Love it.
Yeah, the
How
more
long-
the Schmorgles ones
Yeah.
was so funny.
How long till it becomes Rick and Morty?
I know, that's my worry. Is
Yeah.
like, is this gonna? The fan base is already getting there.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
100%.
you can tell, there's a lot of people that you're like, you might be more furry than weird comedy fan.
Yeah, it also might just go in the same way of I just find the naming process like, oh, it's Gleb is one where it's like, great name, I love it, but it kind of turns into the Rick and Morty thing where it's like, oh, it's Mr. Frimfram.
Mr.
Oh, it's
Frimfram.
Mr. Gloobity Doob.
I haven't watched Rick and Morty in forever.
Oh, dude,
Rick and
yeah.
Morty started taking itself seriously. That was
Yeah,
the
Rick
problem.
and Morty got a little too they would say something and go,
Yeah,
you hear what I said?
It started paying like, oh, but Rick has trauma. Oh God, Rick, you're so traumatized. Oh, that's the thing, Morty. I have trauma. And
Yeah,
I was like, I don't
yeah.
fucking.
Morty, trauma's not real, Morty.
And
It's
then
just
it-
the thing that you blame so that you can excuse your shitty actions, Morty.
It would like
I don't know, Rick.
wink at the camera in this way that really was like it was like, it's fine that we're taking ourselves seriously because we're aware of it. And I was like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I was watching a video today that had, I hate that I was fucking watching this, but it was just something while I was making lunch about modern capitalism. And literally in it, the guy goes, and what a time for a poorly timed sponsored advertisement from your very own NordVPN. And I know this is bad timing, but shit, I got to get paid somehow, and I hate this society we live in. And I'm like, that's infinitely more lamer that you addressed it, because now you're fully aware of the lame thing you're doing, and you're doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's just do the ad break, man. We all got to
Do the fucking ad break. I'm
the
with
ad
you. The fact that you're addressing it and being like, isn't this so lame? I'm like, yeah,
Ugh.
now it is.
Yeah.
You fucking dork. Which brings us to the ad break of Content Farm.
The ad break of Content Farm today. Sean was watching a video on capitalism, and we here at the Circumcised Committee of Communists don't like that.
No.
So who's our sponsor today? I hate this bit.
Oh, it's NordVPN. I
I
use
wish.
NordVPN while I watch capitalism videos on YouTube so that YouTube doesn't think I'm a fucking pussy.
I would love if NordVPN sponsored us, even though there are a lot of free VPNs out there.
Yeah,
as
so
far
many
as I
free
know.
VPNs. I don't know. Yeah,
We say this, and then if NordVPN ever sponsors this podcast,
Oh,
we'll
I
have
will
to-
pull this out so quickly.
We'll have to walk that back.
No. Also, though, as far as evil sponsorships go for a podcast, NordVPN pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a lot of sinister things coming in here.
Who's the most evil
Not
one?
Oxycontin, Oxycodone. It's a little
Oxycodone.
different. Try it out.
Hi, we're here with Ridge Wallet.
Yeah.
And we're with Ridge Wallet, and we're gonna fucking circumcise your kids.
What are the evil sponsorships? I mean, any of the gambling ones are pretty evil.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
of the gambling ones
Yeah,
are pretty
you're right.
sinister.
That is
a lot of the
100% it.
nicotine ones are pretty sinister.
When they're like, today's sponsor steak.com, and you're like, you're ruining families.
100%.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so the fact that you can sit in your home on an iPad and play slots.
Fucking crazy,
It's
dude.
like so bad.
Fuck. Also, the fact that it's just going towards an algorithm where they're
Yeah.
like, this rocket might take off, it might not, and you put money on it, and you just go, what the fuck? What?
Once slots stopped being physical and it just started to be a thing on a computer pad, it's like you just trust this.
Yeah, this is
There's
clearly
what's
rigged against
the
you.
chance here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way that isn't new payout on I think blackjack is completely altered. So now in all Vegas casinos, it's like dropped off the pay rate more and more. So there's really no point in playing. Like even if you get a 21, they're like, well, you get a little bit of money.
I mean, there's no point in gambling in general. You know who should be here for this is Mr. Alex Carr.
Mr. Alex Carr.
Mr. Makes money on poker, Alex Carr.
to be a professional poker player is kind of sick.
He is like semi-professional, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll leave shows, and then we're like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Well, I gotta go to the casino.
I would like to bring this up to him one time because I remember last year. I remember being like,
the casino."
I remember being like, "What are you doing on Christmas?" Well, Christmas Day, I'm entering a poker tournament, and I was like, "Alex, that might be one of the saddest things you've ever said to me." And you're probably gonna win. I think he came in second.
Yeah.
So he made a bundle, which is sick. But I was like, "Brother, what the fuck?"
Second place is $500. Third place is a picture of your son to remind you why you do this.
First place is enough money that maybe your family will forgive you.
First place is enough money to buy gifts for those kids.
Perhaps they will. Perhaps they will. Or you can enter it in another draw.
First place, yeah, you can.
You can spin again.
So if you win the tournament, you can double it in the next tournament just for high stakes winners, or we can give you this copy of the toy from Jingle All the Way. What do you think you're gonna pick?
Yeah, there's some sinister ads that come. How the fuck do we even get on ads? Sorry, you were cooking on something. It wasn't the circumcision.
Yeah, motherfucker, I was cooking.
Always been.
I don't effing remember.
I don't fucking care.
I
you
don't.
fuck.
I don't give a flying fuck. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember what I was talking about. Sorry for listeners at home. I'm sure you guys do.
Yeah. they'll
My
probably-
God.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Hey, while we're on that, listeners at home, we've been loving the comments.
Yeah, honest to God. Sick to see.
They make Sean so happy in a way that I have maybe never seen.
Legit, I find it. I get comments.
Interacting with our audience makes you so happy.
Oh, brother, I don't really respond to comments on Instagram because I'm like, there's no point in
Because
this.
it's usually people being like, I'm going to kill you.
No, it's usually positive.
Oh, is it?
It's usually positive. It's just most of the time I'm like, this feels. There's something that looks so lame about going into someone's Instagram and they have over 10K and every single comment they're like, "Thank you so much. Will you please subscribe? Thank you so much. Oh my God, keep watching." There's something that just feels.
It
not
feels a little-
good. It doesn't feel good.
It feels
to
like a
give-
bot farm.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel good for you to put that much mental work into responding to people. Even though it's very nice that they comment, it's very nice that they're leaving good messages.
Yeah.
But it's just exhausting. So I don't comment on there. Spotify, you best fucking believe I respond to those
That
comments.
is true. There is a purity to Spotify. You hop on Spotify.
Bro, Spotify, Patreon, I respond to all that shit because I'm like, hey, man, I really appreciate. You're
Hell
not
yeah,
watching
dude.
a 10-second clip. You're watching an actual hour of us talking or listening to it.
I was thinking about this the other day. We're like the Team Rocket version of Logan Paul and his minion.
Every single time something seems like it's going to work out for us, it blows up in our face.
It
and we
blows up
go,
in our face.
Sean and Darcy blasting off again!
You're not a wrestler. You're yoked. You're getting turned down from ads. I'm bald. I yes and everything you do. I'm more evil than you, maybe in the long run. I was watching Impulsive, and I was like, man, if we could dress up as versions of these guys.
I haven't watched that documentary. I'm not actually that familiar with.
Impulsive is his podcast. I hate that I gave him views, but I was like,
Yeah.
he's so fun to hate.
He is. He's played the villain
He's
so
played the
well.
heel, yeah.
He truly has played the villain so fucking well.
But I would love to see him get ripped apart by dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do see what you mean.
But we can say that because we're the Team Rocket version of them. That's our point.
Yeah. Who's our, what's that cat called?
Meowth. It's
Meowth.
Bobby.
Oh, 100% it is
Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah.
Talks in a weird New York accent.
Yeah.
Is kind of gay in a weird way.
It would be so funny if years from now we found out Bobby was gay. Found out. It would be, if we somehow we should start an assassination type podcast where we just bring our closest friends on here and accuse them of things.
I mean, yeah, we could bring Ryan on and be like, I know what you did. And he'd be like,
What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
When?
I know what you did. No, you know you don't. I know you stole tea from that old woman. Oh fuck! How were you there?
No, you're confused. I stole tea from the store because they wronged me on Juneteenth. And you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, Juneteenth. I didn't know it was the holiday.
I
at that
didn't
point.
know that it was significant to anyone but me.
I just knew that there was a sale that was not applicable to me, and it made me angry, so I stole it from a black-owned business. You stole from a black-owned tea business? No!
I stole to restore the head of the statue I cut off. Why'd you cut off the statue? Because I wanted to hang out with Biff and the guys.
I saw an episode of The Simpsons where Bart does it, and I was like, well, wouldn't that be cool? Maybe I could get the keys to the city like Bart does in that one episode.
I can't see Ryan having tried to have like incorporated a catchphrase when he was a kid, like "Cowabunga, dudes." Everyone's like, "What did you just say?" He's like, "Oh
fuck!"
and then he beats the kid up. I didn't fucking say anything. Him saying like every now and then you'll be laughing so hard, then you'll say the feeling of his skull bouncing off your knuckles. And you're like, Jesus fucking
Jesus
Christ.
Lord, man.
That's so much more violent and graphic than it had to be.
Too far. Too far. Ryan, you play too rough.
Hey.
You're playing too rough,
Hey,
man.
Vietnam. This is a World War II meetup, man. Come on. Take that trauma elsewhere. We're just having fun playing jazz records.
You're not wrong about that. He does seem to have like Serbian sniper alley energy,
Jesus
where he's like,
Christ.
"Come on, man, they were out there.
Come on.
Yeah,
Damn.
dude. What?
What?
Hey, your girlfriend's laughing. That must be kind of nice, eh? Oh, dude, this is kind of funny. I told a friend of ours about a breakup that I went through, and as I was telling him about it, this is a friend of ours who we both love dearly, but he's very anime style. And as I told him about the breakup, he literally took his hand and placed it against his heart and went, "Oh." And I had to stop talking about it because it was so fucking lame to see.
That's hard to sit through.
It was really hard to see a grown
Oh.
man go, "Oh." And I just
my
went,
physical heart.
All right. So I kind of just speed ran through it and was like, there it is. It's whatever. Yeah, it sucks.
There is a type of like, if you're a weeb, fine. I'm not here to judge. I like a nice job site weeaboo.
I'm with you.
You know, like I like a weeaboo that's been bullied enough that he's like, well, you can't be doing that shit, in public. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see like, I don't want to see them getting an idea and suddenly they straighten up and point a finger to the sky and go, "Oh, that makes me think of something." And I
Yeah.
go, don't do that, dude.
When they
Chill
get
out, man.
like when they get flustered, there's a giant sweat like
Yeah.
bubble on their head, and they're like, "Ugh," and they like start waving around like they're
Did you ever see
shrinking,
the,
and you're like, stop doing that.
Did you ever see the weeboo kid in high school fight anyone?
All the time.
So fun.
Yeah.
To see them like open the fight with like fists of fire, and you just be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I
dude?"
remember. I like took a lot of art classes because I was also not great,
Yeah.
but I liked drawing when I was a kid. And now I realize it's stupid and I burn everything I've ever created. But at the time, I would like hang out in the art room sometimes and just get like a free grade. And there was this chick that sat with me, and she was like, "Oh, my friend's always getting in fights. He's like, he just is always fighting people." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure that kid's always getting the shit kicked out of him." Like, and she's like, "Well, he's always fighting because he's so tough." And I was like, "He shows up. I give him that credit.
That's pretty hard.
I don't think he has ever won a fight. I've seen his head like bounce off the ground pretty hard.
Showing up is pretty fair. There used to be a kid.
He would also start him. Like he would show up and be like, "I brought my bow staff," and then people would be
Jesus
like, "You're a
fucking
fucking
Christ.
loser," and then he would take a swing at you with a bow staff, and then somebody would just grab it and then beat the shit out of him. It happened a lot. That
Yeah.
kid came to prom, and I don't remember what it was, but there was it was Halloween, and then we had a Halloween costume contest in high school.
Oh fuck! What do you go as?
Well, he wore. I got them confused for a reason. So they had there was our teachers were very just sort of. They did. This was back when adults had no idea where Japan was. I remember my homeroom teacher one time saying there will be a meetup for the anime club, and it made me laugh. And he was like, "What?" He was a shop teacher. He was an interesting guy. And then so everybody's wearing Halloween costumes, and then it was this whole thing. Everybody had to clap for everybody, and it was very West Coast hippie school. So it was like everybody wins. There was no losers. And kids were like, people were trying to sneak in like, "I'm a penis monster," and like we're trying to be shitheads.
Yeah.
And like, you know, some of the girls were like, I'm a fairy, and everyone's like, you're so fucking hot. Like, it was sad. And like the hockey guys were like, I'm fucking sick, haha. And they were like, haha, Cheds, man, you're fucking sick, dude. Hell yeah, Kerry Park Islanders. And then and then like this kid shows up and he's wearing like a suit that's like half black, half white, and it has like lightning bolts on his cheeks and like a foxtail.
What the fuck is that?
And then the teacher was like, "Who are you?" And he's like, and he like grabs the microphone and is like, "I'm an original character that I created."
Jesus Christ. Was it his persona?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he starts giving us like the lore dump on his character, like in front of the whole school.
Oh.
I'm an original character who's like half black kitsune, half white kitsune. So I walk the shadow line between realms. And then everyone was like, "Hey!" Just like, walked off. And then like, you know, like you could see the teachers being like, nobody bully the kid because he will try to fight everyone here.
Yeah.
Because he was so spazzy.
Yeah.
Like you could just walk out and be like, "Nice suit, loser," and he'd be like, and then he would start swinging at you.
Yeah.
And then everyone just got to a point where it was like, we can't watch this kid get beat up anymore. And then there was a lot of weebs in our school. You know?
For real?
There was a ton of weebs.
Yeah, West Coast always seems to have a ton of weebs.
Dude, rural West Coast.
Yeah,
rural people, once they got the internet and they started to be like, there's nothing I love more than corn and Japan. Yeah. And then that really ruined a whole generation.
Yeah, I remember finding out this is before anime was cool.
Well,
No, go off.
So he went to prom in the same suit.
Jesus
But everyone
Christ.
knew then. Like, anytime there was, like, a formal thing, he would show up as that character, and everybody's like, oh, he's doing his fucking character again. And then he showed up in, like, the black and white suit, and, like, by then, all the teachers were like, oh, he's doing the black and white suit.
Oh, he's doing the Japan
So everybody's,
guy.
like, doing prom, and it's, like, you know, all these pretty traditional rural values. You know, the girls look nice, the guys are wearing suits, and then this guy's got a fucking foxtail on. He's got like ears,
And he's got like half his hair covering his eye type of shit.
half his hair covering his eye, but the hair is so greasy.
Always was.
And those fingernails are long,
So long and dirty.
dirty.
Dirty. That's what always floored me about the long fingernails too, is because there were always guys where I'm like, you're definitely not working with your hands. I don't know how these are so fucking dirty.
Because they're digging around looking for grubs.
Digging around looking for snot. They'll put their fingers in someone else's nose.
Yeah, so he had his, and then there was a group of kids that, looking back, I hope these guys are all so rich.
Yeah?
But there was a group of kids that all showed up, like 5 of them, and they all wore fedoras and like posed, and like this was kind of before that was like an ironic thing. Like this was like 2010. So it was kind of before the like milady, like fedora guy was kind of a thing. Or fedoras. And I remember at the time being like, that's brutal. And now I wish I joined them because the photos were so funny. And like they were nice guys. They were computer lab kids.
They're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, they were the type of nerd that I kind of fucked with, where I was like, they're nice kids, they're not hurting anybody. But they were all definitely like aggressive incels.
Yeah, dude. There used to be a kid in my school who was a fedora kid.
Yeah.
Like after like the memes started coming out, like this is around 2013, fedora kid, he would still wear it, did not give a fuck. Went out with that. And I was in grade 11 gym class with him, and it was 11 grade 12 split.
Yeah.
And we were the only grade 11s in it. So I was like, looks like I'm paired up with fucking him for everything. And he would run around. He would be like, okay, we're playing badminton. Okay, let's commence. And then he would put headphones in and just start playing badminton with me. And I'd be like, what the fuck is this kid listening to all the time? He would just automatically put headphones in and just start playing badminton.
Linkin Park.
Dude, I'm not joking. The Mortal Kombat theme song.
That's awesome.
I was like, what are you listening to? And he was like, it kind of varies. For the last month, though, whenever I'm doing a physical activity, I commonly play the Mortal Kombat theme song. And I was like, are you serious right now? And he was like, yes. Sometimes it was the Sonic theme song, like Escape from whatever city. He would play video game theme songs and just go back and forth. He said in wrestling, because the gym teacher was like, you need to take the headphones out.
Did he wear
was
the
like,
fedora while wrestling?
He would not wear the fedora while wrestling, which was so scary.
And getting pinned by a guy in a fedora would be like
so demoralizing.
brutal thing. You'd be like, oh my
Oh
god.
no, I got pinned by fedora guy.
Fedora guy fucking overpowered the
now
shit
it's
out of
time
me.
for me to have my way. Looks like you're, m'lady. But dude, wrestling against a guy who has not just hat head, fedora hat head,
Yeah.
is the funniest because it's not regular hat head. It's not like the circular like that. It's tilted down.
You just got pinned by the ultimate gentleman.
But the teacher was like,
Comes up to the circle as my opponent.
throws his hat at you as a form of distraction. Comes in
When he
wrestle.
challenges you to wrestle, he throws his hat in the ring. Goes, I challenge you to a duel.
Ooh, oh, my belongings! All his shit falls out. What the fuck was I going? Oh yeah, the gym teacher was like, you can't wrestle with like. It was an iPhone Classic too. Like most people were just using their phones to listen to shit, but he had an iPhone Classic, and the gym teacher was like, you can't use that while you're actually wrestling an opponent. And he was like, very well. And at one point, he went to go wrestle a guy, and he took his headphones out, and I could just hear the Skyrim theme song
awesome,
playing.
dude.
So, like, he was getting ready to be called on,
Da,
and then
da,
they'd be like,
da.
"You're up," and all you'd hear is "Nova King, Nova King, Nova King, Nova King, Nova King, Nova King." Yeah, he also did some other shit that. Oh yeah, in grade 8, he lied about having a girlfriend. This is one of my favorite stories, and his whole stunt, I may have told this already, but was he claimed, I can't remember the exact number, it was either $100 or $200 on her at White Spot, which is a British Columbian family restaurant.
Well, give it the respect it deserves.
It's great. It's a staple of Canada.
It's one of the oldest fast food restaurants in Canada.
Yeah.
It's from Vancouver, and it's delicious, and I love it.
It is good. I like it a lot.
To our
Their
American
burgers are-
listeners, White Spot rules, and if you're ever in Canada and you see a Triple O's or a White
Yeah.
Spot, go there, get a burger. I'll fight
But
for it.
in order to spend $200 there, you really got to be balling.
That's a lot of pasta.
That's a lot of different. So all of us were like,
That's a lot of
doesn't-
legendary pirate packs.
All of us were like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what the fuck? And then I just got to watch one kid kind of pull on the thread. And he's like, you spent, I can't remember the number. I'm just going to go with 200. He's like, you spent $200 on her? He goes, yeah. Well, what'd she get? Oh, well, we got the whole menu. Okay. What's her name? Well, Sarah. Okay. She doesn't go to this school. Okay. But I met her through friends. Okay, so she goes to a school around here. Well, no, she goes to a school in Alberta. Okay. What's her name though? Can we look her up on
It's
Facebook?
so funny. This is the Canadian version of My Girlfriend Lives in Canada.
yeah,
My
legit.
girlfriend lives in another
in
province.
more Canada, in
my
more of a
girlfriend lives in
Canadian place
further
than where
Canada.
we currently are, than a fucking suburb city school in Vancouver. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've just, no, she lives in Alberta. Okay, well, what's her Facebook? I'll just look it up. Well, you can't because she died. All of us were like, what?
Good.
Yes, a couple months ago she died in a car accident. I just got to watch a kid
Maestro.
ruin his entire life
I
for the next 4 years.
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
What grade was this?
Grade 8.
I was just thinking
You're
grade
fucked.
8 was when all the real cruelty happened.
Oh yeah,
Because
man.
you're just becoming a man. And did you go to our class 7 and 8 were their own school?
No, dude. Ours like 8. You're in with the high school, so
Oh,
it was
that's
weird because you're
brutal.
12 in school with 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
like it was fucking crazy.
that is crazy.
You're a 12-year-old and there's 18-year-olds just bumping into you.
Grade 8 was peak cruelty. Did I
Grade
tell
8
you? Have I told you about the unicorn furry kid?
No, please.
His name was Eugene. He was indigenous, and he was a nice guy. He was a really nice kid.
He's not a furry. He's two-spirit.
He was Eugene. All the teachers liked him. He was very polite.
Okay.
He's a nice guy. He would do wall running. He was
Dude, they
really
always
athletic.
did that.
He could do wall running, and he
Yeah.
would do it like you'd be like Eugene, scale that wall. He could climb anything, and he could do backflips off walls,
That's
and he'd do
actually
wall
sick.
running. It was sick.
Yeah.
And then he spent a lot of time in the art department had a computer that was just in its own room that you could just use for reference. So if you're like, oh, I want to like Google an image or something of, a liger, you could go Google a liger and then be like, now I will draw my liger. And then everybody, it was the art department was like a big open space, but they just had this one room in the back that was like pretty locked in. So I didn't see it, but I heard later he just stopped coming to school. And later on he had been gooning in in the computer lab computer, which was just hidden enough. So you would go in there during lunch and recess, and you would lock the door. And he was gooning in a furry like chat room forum.
No,
and apparently he was a horse. So he was like, my mane flows in the air, like my beautiful auburn sparkling mane. And he was like a unicorn. So somebody found it after he left. And they went in and they saw that it was like a furry site. And because it was just such a weird niche kink site, it could bypass all of the firewalls that the school had put up.
Yeah.
So then like some kids read all of it and they could see like what he had been typing.
God.
And yeah, he was a horse, all this stuff. And then I think the school was like, hey, maybe just don't come here for a little while.
For their own protection. We got to put you in witness protection.
100%. They were like, we're going to send you to another school where they don't know that you did this. And we just never saw him again. And then it was like, oh, he got caught looking at porn. And then like some of the kids were like, not quite. So pretty much it just was so the immediate blowback. That was the first like case of like kind of internet deviancy that I saw have a very real world effect.
Yeah.
And then there was kids that wore cat ears. We called them the cat ear kids.
Yeah, because they're used
cat
to.
ear kids.
I used to not know what a furry was.
No, of course not.
I'd just be like, oh, that's that weird kid that walks around with a tail, or I'd be like, oh, that weird kid that meows at the teacher.
There was like a weird moment where like I was kind of on 4chan and like something awful and stuff, but I wasn't on DeviantArt.
I'm with you.
And there was a very real divide between kids that were on one and the other, where I was sort of aware of some of this stuff, but I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of doing Seinfeld memes.
Yeah,
in my
I feel
circles.
you. I was like familiar with memes, and I remember being in grade 9.
I remember I Can
like,
Has
Bad
Cheeseburger
Luck.
being funny to me.
And like showing kids Bad Luck Brian
Yeah.
and like The Awesome Kid, and they're like, oh, what are these? And I'm like, they're called memes.
They're called memes.
It was an early stage.
See, that seal can has bucket, but now they be taking his bucket.
See, this one says, Sir My Gird, and you don't know if she has Down syndrome or not.
You don't know. And
But
then
yeah, I'm with you on that because I remember
they all
in
fused together.
grade 11, someone explaining to me,
And
I
then
was
Tumblr.
in...
There was Tumblr people.
Yes, Tumblr. The Tumblr girls were freaks,
Tumblr
dude.
girls were freaks.
Tumblr girls were fucking freaks.
Yeah.
In grade...
And then Funny Junk kids were... The Funny Junk kids were like... and I was like, okay. Just entirely like, you mad, bro? And I was like, you got it.
Yeah, you kicked my dog.
You kicked my dog.
Yeah. I used to be in a thing called LAC, which is called Learning Assistance Center.
Brother, me too, man.
Yeah, dude. So I think we've talked about this, but there was LAC.
Just two guys with no university education chatting about...
Yes, there was LAC, there was LSC, and LSC is where you start to see people with like higher functioning or lower functioning autism, like it was Learning Support Center, and then there was Life Skills. Life Skills was like, here's how to wipe your ass and not eat it. Like that's what Life Skills was.
Boogers are not a meal.
Boogers are not a meal. Please don't eat it.
Also-
LSC was like, please don't pick your nose at the table, and then LAC was like, do that in the bathroom. Like there was a couple tiers. to it.
Boogers are not a meal. A meal is your classmate. He's from Iran. He doesn't have what you have, but he doesn't speak English. So he has to go here for a couple years.
There was like such a fun disdain that I got to see of like Eastern Bloc kids or like so many Middle Eastern kids that would come into LAC and just be like, you fucking idiots. I know fucking calculus. These fucking do not even understand the power of my brain.
Yeah, we had a lot of... Ours was like Koreans and Chinese kids that it just was like, get to know Canada. We're sitting you with the dumbest Canadians we could possibly
Truly,
have.
it would be like exchange kids, and they'd go home and be like, I think Canada's dumb as shit.
Canada keeps eating paper.
Canada keeps gluing their own hair to a piece of paper and saying it's their art project.
And then the hockey kids, who also aren't smart, seem to run everything.
But I was in LAC, and for some reason, this had a different, I would say, almost computer grid than everywhere else. So the computers were non-restricted.
Whoa.
So it was when
That's begging for an issue.
Oh, it was 100%. Well, they, for the most part, were like, these kids can't spell. Like, they're not going to be able to get anything in here.
How little they know, though.
Oh, truly.
Those kids are the horniest kids.
And I made the mistake of, you only get 3 years of LAC. So you get 3 years. If you start at grade 8, you get it grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. That's it.
Yeah.
I started it in grade 10, which is a huge mistake because it's basically a free block. And I remember they had to do a showing of what LAC program would be to all these kids who were in grade 7.
Yeah.
So they brought all these kids from grade 7 into the classroom. They did this twice. I fucked up twice. The first time I was watching A Boy and His Dog.
Okay.
Do you know that film? It's
I don't
what
know if
Fallout is based on. It's A Boy and His Dog. It's about a boy with after the nuclear bomb goes off.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it.
It's great.
Familiar with
But
it.
I was just watching A Boy and His Dog, and the teacher was like, and if you finish your work, you get some free time.
Yeah.
And it's me watching this movie about a dog who telecommunicates with his owner and helps him find women to take advantage of. That's the movie. And then the second time she came in, it was like right when the Ukrainian war with Russia was popping off for the first time in like 2013.
Crimea.
Yes,
Yeah,
in 2013.
Crimea.
2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And she came in, it was me just watching war footage. And these kids got like shown around, and she's like, Sean, keep it up to speed on the current events. And then they left, and she was like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing right now? We have a
And you're just-
superintendent coming in.
You're just cross-eyed, like
Like,
I've seen things I can never unsee.
What the hell? Yeah, she was so fucking angry about
Oh
it.
yeah.
So fucking mad. But yeah, that class, I was in that class with a kid, and he was a clunker. So not a
What like
a clunker is not someone who's a brony. A brony loves My Little Pony. A
Right.
brony is a guy who loves My Little Pony.
I remember
I was
bronies.
explained this. A brony is a guy who loves My Little Pony. A clunker clopper is a guy who loves My Little Pony porn. So there's tiers to it. And
You ever
I
try to
had to
explain
be
this stuff to your dad?
I had to sit there and be explained by another guy in the class what a brony was, and
Yeah.
he's like, I dabble in brony stuff. He's a clopper.
dabble.
And I was like, well, what's a clopper? And he goes, so he likes the sexual aspect of it. And I was like, you guys can't talk to me outside of this class.
Yeah.
Please do not approach me. This is so fucking crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm just older than you that I didn't have to endure that, thank God. But it was tough for me because my parents thought that I was the most retarded kid that's ever existed. And then I would come home and be like, you guys have no idea how lucky you are. I am the most normal one in this class of absolute short bus morons.
Yeah, you're not right. I remember having that argument with my mom too, where I'm like, you have no idea how easy it is to raise me compared to other kids
Seriously.
in my class.
And they were like, oh, you're not so...
Yeah.
You're not quite a cakewalk, so...
And they're like, you're not really a cakewalk either. And then I would point to other kids in my class, and they're like, yeah, well, their parents addicted to fentanyl. Like, their parents a fucking drug addict. No kidding, they're kind of a little more difficult. It was always the worst examples in hindsight. I'd be like, his parents let him do that, and they're like, you mean the parents that are both in prison?
Yeah,
The one being raised by his brother?
I had that a little bit.
Yeah.
I had that a little bit, but yeah, it was tough. There was a kid named Danny who was Belgian. He was for sure autistic as well.
Oh, yeah.
But he's Belgian. And I remember there was like the first time that I saw a teacher just like completely hit a brick wall, where this guy was teaching us about floppy disks, and the teacher just was like, the teacher wasn't too bright. You could tell there was a reason he got put in front of the LAC kids. So he's like, anyways, floppy disks, put them in there, and he's doing the curriculum. And then Danny, the Belgian kid, put up his hand, and he was like, this is obsolete technology and is completely irrelevant to the modern world. He was like, why are you teaching us this? Floppy disks have not been useful in like 10 years. And then he was like, well, you just got to do it. And then I was like, anyways, and I was like, I'm with Danny, fuck this. And I just stopped handing in work, and I just got like a C.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is literally pointless. You're literally just force feeding us nothing. And then Danny, I think, took it to the top. He was he was very like smart.
Yeah.
Long fingernails.
Yeah, I know what you
like,
mean.
There's so many kids like that I'm like, I don't know where they ended up. I hope they have so much crypto money.
Yeah.
Because I always ended up with kids like that in the LAC, and I was like one of the only kids that wasn't like, eating the desk.
I'm with
So
you.
I would just sort of end up with them and be like, hey, you seem normal. And they'd be like, oh, yes, normal, very. And I was like, okay, you're a little weird. I was like, you and me are the only kids here that aren't like trying to bite the teacher.
Dude, for real, I used to, at my math block in grade 11, so the thing about being in LAC is you were allowed to take your test down to the LAC room and do it there.
Yeah.
And in the LAC room, they're very lax. They're like, you can walk around, you can go for a walk.
You could just eat half of it.
If you're hungry, you can take a bite out of anything except your other students. Can't be doing that. I would go down there. I think it was grade 11. I would go down there for every single math test because I was like, Marlo the human calculator is there. And I would just go up to this kid who was a year younger than me who clearly had some sort of autism. And I would just be like, hey, man, can you run BEDMAS on here? And you'd be like, yes, I can do that. And the teacher would be like, it's so nice to see you socializing and being kind
And he would
to
just
Marlo.
burn
and he would
through your test.
just do my entire test.
That's awesome.
It was sick. I remember doing that. We had a EA, an education assistant that was specifically in that room, and she was this Russian woman with a thick accent.
Oh, you told me about her before.
Yes, dude. And I talked to her, and then slowly it came out that she was a mathematician and a scientist in Russia. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Did you do anything there? And she was like, yes, I can't do a Russian accent, but she was like, yes, I did readings in Chernobyl. And I was like, excuse me? And then she told me a story about being sent to Chernobyl to do readings on the radiation there. And I was like, and now you're here. And now you're here next to a bunch of kids that kind of act like they have radiation poisoning. And now you're here next to me, a kid that's actively going, wow, that's incredible, and only asking questions so he can get out of doing his work.
Yeah, she probably had some of the craziest stories ever.
Some of the
but
most
you were
fucking insane stories that she could tell you about going to Chernobyl, and then there'd be a kid beside her just going, just going full chimp mode.
My parents, because I was so bad at math, at one point they this was nice of them, but they got me a tutor.
Okay.
So they would just take me to this random lady's house. She lived in like this little cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they would just drop me off, and she had like pet chinchillas, and she was very old. Just this weird like granola, but like so Christian. And then they sent me there, and she just was like teaching me math, and I was just in my head like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I think I was probably in like 7th or 8th grade at this time. And like she was so just, like, and then we do this and we do this here. And I just was like, what are you talking about? I had no idea. So she just was like, oh, you seem to get this. I was like, I missed all this because I got kicked out of school in grade 7. So I missed the foundation of what she was. So she just like, and as we know, that's how long division works. I was like, I know, what the fuck does that line do? No idea. I'm so confused.
Dude, it was so funny to sit down with like LAC education assistants similar to this, and they'd be like, well, you knew the first stage of BEDMAS, and you'd be like, what's that exactly? And they'd be like, brackets. And I'd be like, what are those? And they're like, oh, fuck me. Oh, my God.
You got your multiplication tables down, right? Let's pretend I do.
Yeah, it was like, it felt like they were trying to teach me how to drive, and I was like, I don't know how to walk yet.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't know how to use your feet? And I'm like, no, I haven't learned that skill
I would
yet.
just see them be like, how did you get this far in school? And I'd be like, they decided that I had to go through because it would be a shame to separate me from my friends. And then, but this lady, I just like, after, like, I went to like 2 classes, and I was like, this is fucking brutal. It was just an hour and a half of her talking at me and me just coming out of it with just a headache, being like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then the third one, she had a giant poster for the Passion of the Christ. And
What?
And I was like, what's going on with that? I was like, tell me about that. And then for like 2 months, I would just go to her house, and she would just tell me about Christianity, and we wouldn't do math.
Jesus Christ.
And then at the end of like the tutoring thing, my mom was just like, I'm not sending you her. She was like, I'm not sending you there again. And then years later, my mom was like, I tried with you. I would send you, and you would just charm the pants off them, and you wouldn't learn anything. Like, she's just like so mad.
Yeah.
But she kind of caught on that she's like, you just go there, you just make this woman talk about Passion of the Christ, and you don't learn anything, do you? You little son of a bitch. And she was so mad. She spent like money. Oh, she paid this woman to just tell me about Jesus.
You could go. You could get a teacher running. It was kind of nice. It was kind of nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Certain teachers, you can be like, what'd you do over the weekend? And they would just spend 45 minutes just telling you a story.
And they would just be like talking about fishing, and I was like, I can tell that you haven't talked to anyone about this in your
Oh,
personal
yeah,
life.
and you'd be like, no, keep it going, man.
Yeah.
By like an hour 10, they're talking about their wife leaving them. You're like, hell yeah, dude.
Did you make teachers laugh?
Yes.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
you
yeah.
cracked a teacher, that was a big moment.
Yeah. I
You're
remember,
like, I may be retarded, but I got some jokes.
I remember breaking a teacher. I kind of ripped off a Family Guy joke, but you're supposed to. Actually, this is the meanest thing I ever did.
Ripped off a family guy.
In grade 8.
like the time that I went to math class. Teachers are
I look at it. Well, this kind of reminds me of the time that me and a Mexican went to go eat at Denny's. Fenny's? No, Denny's. Fenny's? Yeah, it's This is a different story, but I remember being in grade 12 life planning, and I was in that class with this. This is just straight bullying, but I was in this class with this weird kid that I always got along with.
Okay.
But when I was in grade 8, this kid I was sitting beside named Trevor, and I was buddies with, was like, I remember one time in like grade 8. We were supposed to do this thing about where we tell the class one thing about ourselves. And he said something and then quietly whispered to himself, and I have dry skin from head to toe. I was like, that's so funny. And for literally probably 5 years, every 6 months, if someone was like, well, what's that about? You'd be like, and I had dry skin from head to toe. And the teacher...
That just is a self-confession. The answer is 42, and I have dry skin from head to toe.
And I'm so stupid that I literally thought it was something that the whole school knew about. I was like, the whole school knows about this. This kid was in my class. His name was I don't have to say his last
Don't
name.
say it.
No, I
Don't
don't have to say
dox
his
the
last
poor
name.
boy.
But he was in my class. And he was sitting in the very front. I was in the very back with like 2 of my good friends at this point. And we have to go around, and she's like, look, the teacher's like, I know it's grade 12, and I know you guys all know each other. You're all seniors and graduating this year. But let's say one thing about ourselves, just so everybody can be kind of ingratiated to themselves. Everybody can learn something new about one another.
Oh, no.
And he got up and was like, over the summer break, I built my own PC. And then sat back down, and they're like, that's really cool. It's like 20, 25 people go until me at the end.
Set
and I go,
this poor boy up for a
I
second.
literally just stand up and I go, hey, my name's Sean McDonald. It's something interesting is this year I'll be graduating high school. Maybe. And it gets like kind of a laugh, and I sit back down, and the teacher's like, nice try. Come on. You got to give us some more information than that. And I just stood up and went, I have dry skin from head to toe. No one laughs. And then I sit down in silence. 2 of my friends are trying to fight back,
Holy
laughing
shit.
so hard. And this kid in the front of the class just whips his head around and is staring at me. The most terrified I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but terrified and also like, me too.
Like a paralysis demon just showed up.
Yeah,
It was
oh yeah.
like,
Just like,
I've
what
been real the
fuck?
whole time.
You heard that? You weren't supposed to hear that.
You know how it feels to itch? And I have dry skin.
I have an ointment for
I
you.
love just ending every sentence that I'll have a number 12 with large fries, please, and I have dry skin from head to toe.
from head to toe.
Okay.
Interesting. The rumor about this kid. This is the rumor. I don't know if it was ever true, but someone started this rumor that his dad, who was like a carpenter or something, worked really hard and got the whole family a trip to Mexico over spring break. And the family went to a trip to Mexico, and the rumor is he brought his own PC and refused to leave the hotel the entire time.
I get it.
Which
Guys
is-
like that are ones that I'm like, I hope he's a millionaire.
I hope so
I
too.
hope
He
he's
wasn't a
doing
mean
good.
kid or anything.
Of course not.
but,
They never are.
No,
But he did have dry skin.
He had dry skin from head to toe. But I remember a teacher at one
I had
point
dry skin from head to toe.
making us do 2 truths and a lie in a game. It was like my social justice teacher in grade 12.
You had a social justice class?
Yeah,
Whoa.
social justice or something. Laws and social justice, I believe, is what it was called.
Damn.
I know, brother. City schools, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had farm justice. They were like, someone takes your corn, you're allowed to take their corn and kill their dog.
It was the exact opposite. It was if a black person moves to town, you get a pitchfork, you get a torch. You
'em.
know what to do.
Someone takes your corn, you go ahead, you take their dog. It's your dog now.
But in it, you had to do 2 truths and a lie, and this was the one time I remember breaking the
Social
teacher.
justice, true truths, and a lie.
Yeah.
You're just like, number 1, I don't care about this class. Number 2, I don't think it's teaching us anything important. Number 3, love being here with you all.
Number 3, I think DEI is super effective.
Heads down.
That is funny to do 2 truths and a lie, and every single time you hit the lie, you just start winking to them and do the dumbest voice. No, and this is really cool. I was like, for mine, I was like, I live in an apartment. My family has a dog, and sometimes I like to lay on my arm until it falls asleep and masturbate with it. And like the whole class went nuclear.
Of course, yeah.
And even the teacher was like, "What the fuck?" And then I stood up and was like, "I don't have a dog." And it got like that's finally what broke the teacher.
You cracked the teacher.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
What about you? Any good break of the teacher?
I'm trying to think. Like, I cracked a couple just kind of by being a smartass, but I didn't have any like awesome sauce epic moments. I was just sort of a guy that everybody was like, yeah, he's kind of a smartass. The teachers were always, they would just like, would see my grades and hear about me, and I would be sent in as like, yo, this kid's got every fucking learning disability you can have. And then I'd come in and they'd be like, hi, I'm your teacher. And I would be like, okay, nice to meet you. And then like within a couple months, the teachers would always be like, I genuinely don't know what's wrong with you. And I'd be like, you think I do?
Yeah.
And then my parents would be like, whatever you're doing, you stop it. And I was like, I don't fucking know.
You knock it off.
Yeah, like I said, my mom was like,
that out.
Mom was like, I got you lessons, and you just charmed them away, and you just didn't learn math, and now I don't know what the hell you're gonna fucking do.
You knock it off.
and then my dad would be like, quit stressing out your mom because then she stresses me out, and I don't like that. And then the teachers were like, I don't know what's wrong with you. And then I just was like, I don't know. And then I played football, and they were like, hit him! And I was like, this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Smash him!
Hell yeah, dude. See,
Yeah.
you got to find a little peace inside that school, eh?
It was great. Once again, sports, all about it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
If
There's so much fun to have in it.
if your kids are dumb, just give them some sports to do.
100%.
I envied the kids that had the type of autism that they knew how to build gaming PCs and were like great at that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was like, I wish I had that. I don't have that. Like,
Yeah.
I could learn.
Yeah, I just find that shit infuriates me so much.
Yeah, I don't have great patience for problem solving.
I'm
And
100% with any sort of engineering of the sorts. I freak the fuck out in it.
I enjoy doing it in like a limited way, but then I'll see the kids that are advanced in it, and I'm like, okay, I build a bridge out of toothpicks. You built the Eiffel Tower. You know?
Yeah, I remember even as a kid playing with Bionicles, and it would be like time to build it, and I'd just be like, I'm gonna fucking smash this thing before it's even built.
Dude,
I'm
I
so angry.
Loved Lego.
Hated Lego.
Really?
Hated
That's
Lego.
good. I liked Lego.
Hated Lego. All Lego was to me was something to choke on. That's it. Lego, give me some ice cream toppings right there. I want Lego bricks.
All that is something for me to choke on, and I'm dry from head to toe. And I have dry skin from head to toe. I've talked about this with other people. People that were in gifted classes growing up.
Oh, we're so fucked.
Watching them kind of crash out in life and kind of burn out, one of life's little pleasures.
100%. I
Truly
know
one of life's joys.
I know so many kids that were in gifted class growing up.
I
and
have no sympathy.
They
I have
burnt out
none.
so hard or just obtained absolutely nothing. And then when I was in grade 4, me and 3 of the dumbest kids in class, like obviously stupid too. Like I don't want to say stupid because they're autistic. That doesn't make them dumb.
Also, like, are you still friends with them, or are they
No,
gonna listen to this podcast?
no. Like this kid was like autistic to a point where it was like,
yeah,
like he's flying past you in a car, kind of autism. You know, like that level of noise of like,
to say he had extreme autism. They go, he was obviously stupid.
I mean, bro, like he doesn't know how to use a fork. Like this.
It's not that he doesn't know how to use a fork. He just he can't process it.
Sorry,
correctly.
that is correct, but obviously it's me, that kid.
If
Another
you tried to feed him, would he bite your finger?
yes, he would try and bite me. I think I tasted better than his lunch looking at that thing.
Was he that thing, or was his lunch that thing?
I think he was that thing.
Did he make his own lunches?
It looked like he did. It looked like someone punched a banana until it was mashed. And
It's
then
peanut butter cat.
Yeah, but he's like that level of autism. A kid who's
Stupid as hell.
a kid who has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah.
And then another kid who has
Wow.
fetal alcohol syndrome.
Small hands.
It's tiny,
Tiny.
like tiny. And then me, and they would get us up in like the middle of class and be like, "Okay, you guys are going to the Rainbow Room to read with these guys." And I would get up and go. And I remember a bunch of my friends were like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "Gifted program." And they fully believed it. And I was like, "You guys are." It was like the nicest feeling where they'd be like, "Really? You guys are going to gifted program?" And I'd be like, "No, but you're so fucking stupid that you believe me and are going to gifted program. You actually believe me that." And the 2 kids that start punching the desk whenever something doesn't go their way are going to gifted. Yes.
Yeah. It was unfortunately, and you probably know this too, as just one of the higher end operating kids at the absolute dregs of the school. As somebody who just sort of, you could be like, go through that door and I wouldn't get confused.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun riling them up.
Oh, 100%.
Every now and again, the teacher would be like, all right, I'm leaving. And you just knew that if you told a kid, like, helicopters are coming. he'd be like,
If you said motorcycle to a kid, he'd start imitating it as loud as possible. Call another one by the wrong name, and you go, "That's not my fucking name!
And so,
I told you that's not my fucking name!"
You're in the fucking gulag, you're in kid prison, and you're like, I haven't got to see my actual friends in 2 years. I'm so bored. I am just going to rile these kids up. And then the teachers would come back, and everyone's just like, "Wah!" And you're just in the middle like, well, looks like there's a prison riot on our heads.
I remember I think the smartest thought I had as a kid was being in grade 2 and being in one of those classes and then looking over, and one of the kids that I was doing the assignment with had like this pencil that was like the thickness of like a grown man's penis. It was like I don't know why that's
I don't know why you went with that too.
just because I jerked off this morning, so that's why I'm thinking
thickness of a grown man's penis. and I have dry skin from head to toe.
Except there I lotion well. It was like, a pretty thick pencil, and I remember just watching him use that, and then I looked over, and the other kid had this specifically gripped pencil so that he holds it the proper way, and then I remember looking down, and I was doing the same work as them, and I was like, I might be special needs.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming cognitive of your disability, I think, is the smartest thing to happen, where you're just like, holy shit, there might be something wrong with me.
But my thought is also, that's called getting institutionalized. We've been inside too long that you're like, what is intelligence? My thing was, what is this schoolwork? And they'd go, you have to learn it. And I go, who wrote it? And they'd go, I don't know. And I go, well, do we trust them? Like, based on what? What is this? And then, they were like, you're being disruptive. And then I'd be like, motorcycle. It could be like, and I was like, causing prison riots on the inside. But then when you meet the kids that are like, it was just so hard meeting their expectations. They told me I was gifted. And then I started to wonder, like, am I gifted? And I was like, everyone told me I was defective and broken for my entire career in school. And then when you come out of that, and you're like, fucking fuck all of you.
It's so funny to look at them because they're all like, everybody said I was special and that it was a God-given talent, so I never worked or had to put any effort into anything, and now I'm a total fucking loser.
And now I just give up on everything right away, and now I'm like, I'll fucking never give up. I've come so much further than they ever told me I could. They told me that I was going to be homeless. They told me I'd never live alone.
Damn.
I'm clawing my way out of this trench.
It was
I don't have sympathy for it.
My teachers were actually like very sweet, where they were very encouraging and like.
I had some good ones, and I had some that I pray misfortune falls upon their home.
I remember being in the Rainbow Room in like grade 1 or 2, and the teacher being like, "Yeah, you guys can grow up to do whatever you want." And there was a kid who was on an all padded, because they used to have it called the crash out zone, or not crash out. They called it the crash something zone. It wasn't Crash Out. Crash Out wasn't a thing then. But it was the Crash something zone.
Crash Out.
And I remember they're like, you guys can be whatever you want. And then one of the kids with fetal alcohol syndrome had a hockey cage helmet on and was just swinging like as though he was in a mosh pit and smoking his head against a padded wall. And I was like, I don't think that's true. I don't think we can. I think there's 6 things we can be.
I think that kid can be a gun. That's what I think.
That's a human weapon right there. That kid can take the front lines and distract everyone else.
That's true. That kid has a career in the military.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, there were some good teachers. It wasn't all bad, but there were definitely some where I was like, I hope a curse falls upon you and your house. Did we already talk about how my I think I talked about this the other day. Have I talked about how my sister, she was a great student.
Yeah.
And then she would go through school and they would be like early on, they would go, "Oh, I taught your sister like 3 years ago." And I was like, "Okay." And they went, "She was a pleasure to teach. I hope you're the same." And I'd be like, "You are going to talk to my parents a lot this year." And then there was this one teacher, I don't want to name him, but he would, very granola, bike to school all the time. And He would bike to school every morning and then take a shower, and this was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Take a shower in like the gym, and then teach the whole day. And everyone loved him. My mom loved him. She was like,
Oh, he's just so like Vancouver Island. I just really like what he's about.
Yeah.
And he was like kind of like this tall string bean, like kind of hippie, like, hey, nice to see you, kids. Wore a tie, which a lot of teachers didn't dress like that there. And then, so he'd bike to school every day. And then my sister's 3 years older than me, so she had him. And then 3 years later, I had him. And in those 3 years, so he hated me so much. But what happened in those 3 years? He got hit by a car and was like in a coma for a while.
Holy fuck.
He came out different, and I'm the
Oh,
only
no.
one that had a theater because he was. I remember when my sister had him, he was so nice. And then I had him 3 years later, and he was fucking snapping on everybody and like turning out the light when he got mad and stuff. Like
What?
The students would piss him off, and he would like turn out the light to get everyone's attention. We'd all sit in the dark, and then he would like turn it back on and be like, "Now that you're all looking at me," and I was like, "This is such a different vibe from
Oh,
when my
fuck.
sister had you." And I would tell my mom, I'd be like, "He's kind of a psycho." My mom was like, "No, it's your fault. He's great. You're the one that's provoking him." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he got hit by a car and came out like, "I hate kids." Just like,
Rewired him.
yeah, dude. I got the evil version of him where half of his brain died, and he was like, "Why don't you know math?" And then I was like,
He's not biking to work anymore. He's on roller skates.
No,
just
he biked
furious.
to work, but he was like attacking cars on the way. He was like, "Don't you do it again!" Yeah, he's like
Kicking car doors.
kicking in car
Fucking
doors,
idiot.
popping tires in the parking lot.
Jesus fucking
We got an
Christ.
evil psycho version of him.
Damn.
And
you
he
got
was, I remember him snapping on kids like immediately when I had him. I was like, "This is a nice man," and then he would be like, "Ah!" And I was like, "We have the evil version of him."
Dude,
He's so sinister now.
There used to be a teacher in my school. This is grade. Keep in mind, this is grade 2. If you didn't put your name on the paper, she would rip it up.
What?
It was crazy.
the fuck.
It was crazy. We're like, you'd hand in a project, and she'd go, "No name,"
no.
and just rip it up.
Name.
It was
Around here, we
so
eat our
fucking
mistakes.
crazy.
That's so cruel.
It was wild. Yeah.
Did you have hot teachers? Do you have any hot teachers that students hit on?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
But you're also like, the thing is it's like, are they hot teachers or are you just 14? Like,
Yeah,
I remember a gym class, a teacher coming in and us being like, holy fucking shit, this sub is so hot. And I was like, no, she's not. She's just under 35 and she has tights on right now.
mind blowing. But at
Yeah.
the time, it's the first like woman that's been in your proximity.
Oh, yeah. So you're like, this is the hottest woman I've ever seen. in my life.
Holy fucking hell!
That sub came in. It was my grade 8 or 9 gym class, and I remember there was 4 fights in one class.
The testosterone
I watched
is
like
so
4
high.
fights where like every single guy was trying to be like, "She's fucking mine," and would just fight. There was so many fights. It was
That's so
crazy.
funny.
I remember watching 2 kids crash into the same goalie net while we were playing like handball, and then one of them just look over at the other and just watch him punch the guy in the face while he's basically sitting on his lap. It was insane.
Do you think that teacher was like, "This happens everywhere I go," or do you think she
Honestly,
knew? She must
probably.
have known. Yeah.
Probably. I remember thinking she was bad.
Oh yeah.
And I think she just was in decent shape and had tights on.
She just was a woman.
Yeah.
She just wasn't.
Which
an
also
ancient crone that
Speaks
had been
volumes to how hideous some teachers were. Truly speaks volumes to how just busted
I mean,
some
but
teachers.
like, are we really like holding teachers to a beauty standard?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. That's what's crazy about it. But you think about like 14, the level of horniness, if our female listeners, I do not think can comprehend.
I don't think we
how
have female
horny.
listeners.
We
for
got
starters.
a couple. We got a couple.
For now.
For now.
I'm
We got a
checking
couple.
out this episode.
No, actually, we have a decent amount, I think.
Hi, Mom.
But I don't know. I think holding a teacher to a beauty standard is like there's no.
Look, you can be teaching in my school. You better be wearing fishnets, okay?
Look, okay, welcome.
Well.
Welcome to the Academy. Are you ready to be part of the movement? Are you ready to be part of the movement? First things first, get your ugly ass out my school. Hot teachers only.
First things first, you want to work here at this school, you got to lose about 30 pounds.
Gotta
And
lose
girl,
about
you
30
got to
pounds.
gain 20 pounds.
I'm not going to be the principal of a dumpy, plumpy staff, okay?
I used to work at the school board at an elementary school, though, and there was like actually quite a few pretty attractive teachers.
Yeah, I think how young were your students?
I mean, elementary school. So they were like,
I
up till
think
grade
that's where
7.
they put them.
That makes sense.
Like,
yeah. There was like legit some bad teachers.
you can't have women overseeing young men. I think it just, and vice versa, really. You can't have, young men overseeing young women.
I was making jits do my work.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, now listen up,
Can't be
Sam.
doing that.
Go up to Miss Kwan and ask her if she has a boyfriend.
yeah, dude.
Ask her if she has a boyfriend
Ask
and
her if she
report
got-
back to me. And if she says no, say, Mr. Sean is a single man too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember bonding with a student teacher over Monty Python.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he was laughing, and then he was like, I'm surprised you've seen that. And I was like, my parents are terrible.
I was raised by the television, actually. I've seen a majority of the things you've seen, and probably worse.
I've seen things I can never unsee. What time are we at?
We're at 110, dude.
110. Well, you guys got your money's worth. Get the hell out of here.